All right, well, welcome to the Beer Nonsense podcast where Billy doesn't know how to fucking Google anything.
Shut your whore fucking mouth.
Good
That's half
job.
my job.
So we just watched
Yeah.
the Chucky trailer, the new TV series coming in October.
Interesting thing about it, at least for right now, is it's by both USA and Sci-Fi.
Yeah,
Mhm.
which
I didn't know that they would have collabed on anything.
yeah,
Like all their stuff is completely different from each other.
I actually enjoy a little bit from each side too. Obviously, like sci-fi, I liked a lot growing up.
Yeah.
USA has they were like what Burn Notice and Suits and all those, which pretty decent like comedy dramas.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Um, well, Z, would you like to
About
introduce the podcast today?
yeah. I thought you already introduced it.
Yeah. What episode is it? Who are you? Who am I?
Dog, this is episode 9. I can't wait to say 69. I am your host and only host, the best host, Z. There's Brad, and then there's Billy. That's it.
That's
The
it.
only one that matters.
It's true.
I That's pretty cool, man. They brought back Brad Dourif, which for anyone that knows about him, he's the original actor as Chucky, and he was also Grima Wormtongue in the Lord of the Rings movies.
Nice. Did
Interesting. I didn't know that.
did you ever watch? I mean, I'm sure you guys watched a couple of them. Did you guys watch the old Child's Play movies?
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yep.
I was like 4 years old. My parents showed me it. My brother and I were hiding behind them while they were watching it.
So I kind of watched them. I'm sure I've watched all of them at some point. I don't remember most of them. But I remember vividly my aunt. She I would spend nights at her house sometimes, and she had a realistic Chucky doll, like same size and everything, but it was like the one with like the torn up face with the scars and
Yeah,
everything. And
they
that
were
thing
selling a
scared
lot of those.
that thing scared the fuck out of me. And I hate dolls in general. Like I grew up with a Raggedy Ann doll that my mom always had. Hated that thing.
Okay, but speaking of those dolls, you and I grew up with someone, an old friend named,
Megan?
yeah, Megan. Dude, we would, whenever you go over to her house, I'm pretty sure they'd still have it, but like their guest bedroom had a full
Hundreds.
shelf on each side of the room, just like holding all these porcelain dolls that are just staring directly into the bed.
Like I'm gonna say at least 100 dolls. It's
Dude, I
terrifying.
can't.
But
So
the
fucking many.
I know.
I could never sleep there, dude.
the worst part to
Oh
me
my
though,
god.
she has the exact same floor plan as my house. So the room that she had with the dolls was my bedroom in my
Oh
house.
no.
So I would walk into that room and be like, "Ugh, I don't like this. I'm picturing my room with this shit," and that just became a fucking nightmare for me. I just hate dolls. Dolls freak me out. Like that's why I kind of like the Annabelle movies. I just
Yeah.
don't like dolls.
And a super underrated movie, Dead Silence. At least in my opinion.
I mean,
Like it's goofy in its own way, but I like it for what it was.
it's good.
I don't think I've ever seen that one.
Well, Billy, now we know what to watch next time.
I thought we were only allowed to watch bad movies when I came up.
I'm sure it's bad now.
Yeah, it doesn't hold up.
Doesn't hold up.
The only notable actor there is Mark Wahlberg's older brother. He plays a detective in there.
I don't remember that.
What?
Yeah, Dead Silence is decent, but I think that it might hold up, but I just haven't watched it, or I have watched it too many times to really, let it stay for me.
Mhm.
Um, so
I mean, hey man, it gave me nightmares.
yeah, on the topic of trailers, we got a couple things actually. So Battlefield 2042, got the Battlefield Portal trailer, which is I don't know. Have you heard about this, Billy?
I haven't heard of the Portal trailer.
So it's Battlefield with a sandbox mode where you could have, you know, troops from 2142 fighting 1942 troops, where they have each other's guns, and it could be on a map from Bad Company 2, it could be on a map from Battlefield 3, Battlefield 5. So it's basically either all or if not most of the old Battlefield content that you could put into a
Mhm.
Forge mode and play around with it. And then I think so. Battlefield has always done dedicated servers that either people can, I think they buy them out, or there's the Dice specific ones. So
Mhm.
my guess is people are going to make those dedicated servers and do like, oh, Metro. I forgot the Operation Metro is like one of the biggest known maps from Battlefield 3. So Operation Metro, but futuristic guns only, or something like that. I think that's gonna be fun.
Mhm.
Dead Space 1 remastered trailer.
Oh
Ooh,
yeah, I
been
can't
Um,
wait
waiting
for
for that
that
for a
one.
while, haven't we?
kind of.
Yeah.
We've been expecting a Dead Space 4, but I prefer this more because now, what what did you say the slogan or whatever was? Z
They kept using a caption with it saying "starting from the ground up," so almost like they're gonna
reboot.
change a few things on it.
I'm hoping. I liked Dead Space 1 a lot. I also like Dead Space 2 a lot, but kind of veered story wise. Then Dead Space 3 I never played, but I heard the story just stupid.
Yeah,
Um,
I mean, if you're a fan of it, sure, do it. Do it just for the like ending, I guess, or the
yeah,
story, whatever. But
Mhm.
it, the third one isn't really that worth it.
but now it gives them a chance to kind of redo things and hopefully make it better.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Which another thing, there was a game called something Protocol, which is being developed by people that used to work on the Dead Space games. And I remember the trailer coming out, I think it was in the beginning of the year or by the end of 2020.
yeah. Uh, I don't remember which one that was, but I think I know what you're talking about because I saw people kind of complaining that it's like, oh, we get a Dead Space trailer, but we're not getting any update on this other one.
Yeah,
Right.
especially for E3. Like people were expecting at least another trailer on E3.
We never got anything big from PlayStation yet, right? They had that small state of play
Yeah, I think that's about it.
because
Right.
it was a state of play with only third party titles and updates, which
Mhm.
like PS5's out. Gimme, you know.
Right.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Um, I like my PS5 a lot. I've put in a decent amount of time in it. I love Demon Souls. My girlfriend has had probably played the most out of it. She's okay. So Kara picked up Persona 5, and she's loving it. She
Mhm.
already has 100 hours in it, and she's only had it since end of June.
Nice.
But she's enjoying that a lot.
I've got a friend who I don't know how he does it. This guy secures two of each console. He's got a whole, like, I shit you not, giant wall, big living room wall, two massive TVs on one side, two massive TVs on the other side, two of each console because him and his girlfriend are both gamers,
Yeah,
all the way back to like Super Nintendo,
yeah.
and they're all like set up right next to each other. All that they play the
Yes.
crap out of their PS5s.
Whenever I look at rooms like that are just like full blown gaming rooms with like every console, whatever video game you can think of,
Mhm.
like it's nice to look at, but I can't imagine having a full room dedicated like that.
Yep.
Look, man.
It
It,
just seems like too much.
it's like that, and then they've got like a whole bunch of different figurines from games or anime series and stuff like that. It's nice. Like everything's in bookshelves and it looks. I get envious when I go over it for sure.
Oh yeah,
I
they go ahead, Brett.
I have an issue with looking through my Steam library and being like, damn, what do I want to play? Imagine going into a room where you have every console known to fucking man. It just you get I forgot what they call it, but you like freeze whenever you like look through your shit and you're just like, God. It's like going on Netflix. It's like, oh, I want to
Yeah,
watch this, I want to watch that, I want to watch this. Well, now I don't want to watch anything because I want to watch it all.
Mhm.
Uh,
that's Yeah, that's another reason why I wouldn't want that. Because I mean, they go out of their way to make them look nice. You know, have all the LED lights all over the place. You know, make it look super arcadey, which is nice because you're probably never gonna see an arcade for a long time or ever.
Mhm.
There is a outdoor, it's partially outdoor, partially indoor arcade in Colorado that is dope. It's
Yeah,
old style arcade, all like I'm gonna say 200 plus arcade machines between like 3 or 4 different buildings, and then there's a canvas where you can play more like crane games and like games where
right.
you can get items, like real
Mhm.
real stuff, right? Mixed kind of outside, and it's in not Springfield or not Colorado Springs. What's the Denver? Denver. It's either
Denver.
Colorado
Yeah.
Springs or Denver. It's downtown and it's great. It's actually really dope. Um,
Yeah, I know I know of two. Well, one of them I can remember the name, which is Beercade in downtown Chicago,
yeah,
Mhm.
and it's got 2 floors of like vintage arcade games. We're talking about. They even have Soul Calibur before it was called Soul Calibur. I forgot what it was. I
that's
forgot what the original
But
name
you forgot what
was.
it was called.
that's what
Yeah,
this
because
place
like
in.
it's been years since I've been to
Right.
that place, but they have a whole section dedicated to like old school pinball machines. The only thing about it is everything is free as long as you're drinking.
I mean,
So yeah, it's a really cool place. And then they have their TVs all around the area. They serve food. The cool thing about their TVs is like they show a bunch of old movies like Terminator. They even had like at one point they had like WWE stuff playing.
uh,
But yeah, it's a really cool atmosphere being there. I'm not too big on their alcohol choices, but it's pretty good for what it is.
yeah, I mean, for
I
being an arcade, I wouldn't
Yeah.
expect it to have like good alcohol.
I just looked up one that's kind of nearby me, and it looks kind of lame.
There
Talking
was
about the one
one
in Schaumburg,
place.
Yorktown,
Yorktown.
or yeah, Yorktown Mall
That
in
might be
Walmart.
the one I was thinking about.
Yeah, it's called the Game
What were you
Show.
saying, Billy?
There was one. So when I first joined Lipper Components, there was.
You just dox yourself.
Shut up. We went to Tennessee. My team went to Tennessee for like our own little retreat, vacation, getaway, whatever you want to call it. And there was like a strip in Gatlinburg, Tennessee of like go-kart racing, arcade style like places. There was we went to one both times that we went to Gatlinburg. Huge, like a Chuck E. Cheese, but on steroids with actual good arcade games. Um, yeah, talking about that just kind of made me think of that place and how I want to go back now.
Hey, but you guys have seen Tron Legacy, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
You remember when he like turns on all the arcade machines, like
yeah.
that whole area? I would love to see a
Mhm.
arcade just like that.
I unironically absolutely love Tron Legacy, at least. The old Tron, those don't hold up, but Tron
Right.
Legacy is a good movie, especially like the whole
Yeah.
Daft Punk music thing. Like, I love
Oh
that.
man, they're they're so renowned for that. Like everyone that loves Tron loves that Daft Punk
And
music.
when that movie first came out, Blu-ray was just really hitting like
Oh yeah,
houses, and watching that thing, like sitting in a Best Buy watching a TV that has that on Blu-ray was just mind-boggling. I loved it.
it's so
It's
HD.
so HD. So we actually grew up with a friend who had a arcade system that I would love to have one of these old style, actual full size arcade system. They still have the mini ones now, but full size arcade system where with the different cartridges that you could switch out, and that was so much fucking fun. I would love to have one of those in my house.
Mhm.
My grandma in Mexico, she used to have a little store, a little convenience store, but she also had a arcade machine which was just Street Fighter. It's like anytime I was over, there were always kids there playing Street Fighter, and it was really cool. That's probably the only time I would enjoy that game is through an arcade machine rather than consoles. But yeah,
Mhm.
I agree. I'm terrible at fighting games. I love aesthetically. I love fighting games, but I'm so bad at them.
same.
There's a new game. Was it like Street Cage Fighter 4 or some shit like that? One of my buddies was just playing it, and he said I didn't get to see any of the gameplay, but he sounded like he was having a lot of fun with it.
Oh
Nice.
god,
Like recently?
Yeah, like today he started playing it.
Okay.
there's a
Um,
new semi new game that came out recently. I'm trying to remember the name of it. Um, Fighting games are just always coming out, and they're
mhm.
usually, I mean, according to the fighting community, like they're usually pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh, is it Guilty Gear? No,
No,
Guilty
I don't
Guilty
think
Gear is
so.
one of the newer fighting titles that came out. Guilty Gear Strive. Um,
Yeah.
I like uh the DC one. What
Injustice. Yeah.
Mhm.
Injustice is
I'm
cool.
just sitting here waiting for that third one to come out because I
Yeah.
love them.
I like the Injustice games. Marvel vs. Capcom's okay. I just like the idea of Marvel vs. Capcom.
Yeah. The second one was arguably the best one.
Yeah. Never really got like Tekken. I remember trying Tekken. That is the hardest fighting game that I've
Tekken's
ever
so
tried to
cool.
play.
Mhm.
That's the one that my cousins really got into. So whenever I'd go over to their place, it was always that.
Yeah.
And two of my favorite characters was Law, the pretty much an homage to Bruce Lee, and then what's that other one? It's this skull-looking character that has like a sword, and if you edit it at some point, it can look like a lightsaber.
That's cool.
But yeah, it's those two are super cool. Yeah, Tekken's awesome. Did you guys ever play that crossover with Mortal Kombat versus DC
No.
back in like the 360 days?
Nope.
Man, that
I don't know if
that
I
game
did.
is so ugly if you look at it now.
Yeah.
it's it's just so goofy. And then to make things even worse, they made it rated T for teen. So like people already hated that because one, it's Mortal Kombat, and two, it's DC, which they added, Joker of all people in there.
Mhm.
Just having Mortal Kombat characters and Joker in there is like, why would you make it rated T?
Yeah, that
Right.
has to be rated M.
Yeah.
My favorite fighting game was Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 2. And I remember that vividly because that's the first time we got Gogeta and Vegito in it. So like the fusion of the two. And Super Saiyan
Mhm.
4 Gogeta was so fucking overpowered. He was the fastest hitter in the game, so you could just stun lock a person for the entire fight. And
Damn.
I mean, I was a dick. That's what I would do. No one wanted to
Right.
play the game with me because I would just stun lock them with Gogeta.
And that's another thing with a lot of older fighting games, like I'm going back to Mortal Kombat and Injustice. Like that first Injustice, so when you finish their first health bar, it just restarts, everyone's got full health. No, you finish with whatever health you left off, and then it just sets up their second health bar when you beat them.
Yeah.
And then, so on and so forth. But like the older Mortal Kombats, they always had this issue where like if you corner them at some point, you can do this like crazy combo that can just take out all of their health in one go.
Yeah.
As long as you can time it correctly.
The most overpowered thing in almost any fighting game is just the down B where you just slide kick at their shins and then you get them into a corner and you keep doing that.
Oh man.
I love Super Smash. I just hate the people that I played Super Smash with because I'm the guy who I kind of like items. I don't like all the items, but I do like playing with items.
Right.
But I'm a mix between I hate the people who only use items, and I hate the people who don't use any items that are just sweaty. I like a good in between. Because a lot of people I play with, they're like, oh, hammers only. And I'm like, that's not even fun! because the hammer is the one that goes doot 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 doot, and it just
It's just fucking
Yeah.
ching.
I hate that shit.
That or the star.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't. I'm kind of mixed with that, but I do enjoy some Super Smash.
Yeah.
But long story short, with that, I would love an arcade system.
It'd be nice, man.
I would like to have my own like. So what you were talking about with like the neon lights and all that, like I kind of want to have one of those. Like make that like
But,
little
like,
man cave, you know?
I could see that if you're trying to do like your very own arcade,
Yeah.
but I mean, do you whatever. But like for me, like I said, going back to just having all those consoles right there on the wall with one TV or whatever, it's just that's not for me.
Yeah. I
But
most of it for me is gonna be like a collection thing of just these lined up, all the games on one side, and then preferably I'd have it be like a mini movie theater, you know.
right.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
You know, there's even I guess instructions, directional videos of like how to build your own arcade system.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I've seen a few videos of those.
I just went on the arcade subreddit and I see people that have like an actual like motherboard and like, hey, how do you attach this to that? And I'm like, oh, I'm on the wrong arcade site because I don't know any of this.
Well, this lost me.
Man,
Right.
I would love to have a hobby like that though. Like I'm not good with building things. I'm not good with wiring. I'm not good with like I would like to learn something like that and just even like the people who like refurbish old shit or like learn how to fix old video game consoles or any electronics, like I would love to learn that kind of stuff.
If there's one trade that I would love to do, blacksmithing. I think it's just so cool.
Yeah, we
Like-
talked about Forged in Fire a couple
It-
weeks
it-
ago.
Yeah.
Right. It didn't even have to be after or like before or after seeing that show. I just always liked it. And then in Pirates of the Caribbean, just seeing Will Turner do that
Yeah.
and
Yep.
just like have all the time to himself to do that and then like use each one, kind of master. I just think that's super cool.
It is pretty cool.
That whole fight scene in there too when he's grabbing the different ones.
Yeah. Especially nowadays, like very, very genuine swords like katanas are super expensive, and you just see tons of like really bogus ones at the flea market or whatever, and it's just like
Mhm.
Yeah.
I would like to know the difference in feel and look and whatever because I've never actually seen like a $5,000 sword in person. So
Yeah.
Right.
There was a hold on, there's a YouTube channel. I'm trying to find it. I'll shout it out if I can. It's a guy. But
the guy that refurbishes all that stuff, or like he would, for example, cut like a piece of metal and then turn it into a sword.
no, I'm looking for the guy. He specifically builds like anime and video game swords or weapons in
shit.
general.
Like someone in TikTok.
I bet he's on TikTok. Look at AWE me. Aw me. 2 words. He's got a lot of cool
Kamehameha?
ones. So like the top one I see is he made Meliodas' sword from Seven Deadly Sins. He's got Tanjiro's katana, Kirito's 2 swords. He even has Escanor's giant axe. That's cool. Yeah, those are really cool because I, combined my 2 worlds, anime and, well, I guess blacksmithing, but blacksmithing's just cool as fuck.
Right.
Yeah, so I think that's really cool. I was gonna take that somewhere and I don't remember.
You can do it. I believe in you.
I know.
Because I ended up talking about the difference between genuine and like bogus swords, and then that's
Yeah.
when you started searching.
Oh no, I was gonna go on another movie rant.
Oh, nice.
So
Is there a certain trade you would like to know, Billy?
Honestly, like I've been thinking about it, and after watching stuff like Fortune Fire and all that, I think it'd be cool. I don't know if that's exactly something that I could do, just because of the amount of time and resources you got to invest into it. But something that I've kind of wanted or thought would be cool just to get more into computers, like building, fixing computers, kind of like Geo does,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. Yeah, he does really good with that stuff.
yeah.
Hmm.
Still probably gonna go to him when I need to build my PC. See what he recommends. But
Like anything, recommendations for parts, cases, whatever. He's probably got something for it.
Right.
Kara, so in the middle of that Forged in Fire binge, Kara found a glass blowing show that was really cool.
Hmm.
Um, I that's something I would never do, but it's also really cool. And, the show is in the same thing as like Forged in Fire, competition. They tell you what to
Yep.
make, and I don't know if you guys ever seen glass blowing.
No.
I've seen videos of people doing like glass blowing, but I've never like actually watched any series or anything on it where
Yeah.
they do competitions with it.
You should look up a video sometime. See, it's actually really cool because like glass is basically it's supposed to expand, right? So when you melt
Mhm.
it or when you put it under high heat, it expands and you could like actually literally blow air into it and shape it the way you
Yep.
need. And
Oh, okay, that's what
it's
it's called. Yeah, I've seen that.
yeah, it's actually really fucking cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of want to be a sword weeb. I want a bunch of swords. uh, the smaller the katana, the more expensive. I learned that. I guess it's just either harder to make
Interesting.
or something. But the shorter the blade, the more expensive it is.
I
Right.
think it has well with any sword, it always has to do with the forging process. But I think with the smaller ones, what it comes down to is that they have a lot. I don't know if it's just a lot denser material or because it's a short blade, they can use higher quality material.
Yeah.
Um, but
A
so
short
they
katana is called a wakizashi. 15th
what's the
century.
one where they
Wakizashi.
what's the
Wakizashi.
one where they use to stab themselves for seppuku?
Sword.
I would assume it is that short blade.
Oh yeah,
You'd
they do
think
like a
so,
little
but
dagger.
Yeah.
yeah, they stab themselves in their belly, slit it open, and then when they fall over, someone else.
I wonder.
What? Someone else? What? I
Cuts
thought it
their
was
head off.
just. Oh.
You didn't know that?
No, I didn't know that second part.
Yeah, there was
they help
always
them
someone
finish
that
it.
would cut their head off. Yeah,
Yeah.
because I mean it's agonizing, cutting your stomach open, but you're honorable for
Right.
doing it, so you get a quick death.
Yeah.
Right.
What blade is used? A ko wazakashi.
Oh, so pretty much the same thing, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So they basically seppuku is supposed to be like a semi honorable death, right? Where
Hmm.
they're like, hey, do this yourself. You know, kill basically it's kill yourself to right your wrong to honor yourself, and someone else is there to help finish it off. So
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know. Japanese
wanted to-
culture is super fucking interesting.
I wanted to talk about Dune. I don't know if you guys ever saw the trailer for that.
I saw the
Dune or
first one.
Doom?
Dune, Dune.
Yeah,
I don't think I've seen anything for it.
they
Dune.
just showed a full trailer this weekend, and it honestly looks awesome. The same guy that was behind Blade Runner 2049 is working on this one.
They're doing an animated Blade Runner movie too, or a Blade Runner TV series. That's Crunchyroll / Toonami.
Oh shit!
Yeah, it looks cool as fuck.
They're also doing an animated Witcher series on Netflix.
That's cool. Give me
But-
Henry Cavill to voice Geralt, please.
Yeah. I mean, Batista is in it, and he's kind of shaping up to be part of a lot of good sci-fi movies. I mean,
Oh, in
he-
Dune.
yeah, he's in
Yeah.
Dune. You don't see you could consider it, but just because it's a Marvel movie, I don't know. But Guardians,
Yeah.
he had a small role in Blade Runner 2049.
Yeah.
And now he's in this one. Dude, I like the roles that he's choosing because it's fitting for him. And it's also sci-fi, so I like it.
So quick side note. I knew Dune was long. Because it has a deep, deep, deep backstory. Like there's so
Mhm.
much to it. I didn't realize how fucking long it is. 14 books.
Holy
Oh
shit!
shit.
Yeah, 14
Yeah.
books.
And I just looked it up on IMDb. Did not know that the title was Dune Part 1.
Yeah, and no, they
So,
they have to separate it into
yeah.
probably 4 parts. I would say at least because Dune is such a vast fucking story.
Yeah, 4 or 5 movies, depending on how long they make each of them.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I don't know much about Dune other than from what I've heard other people talk
I don't
about.
know anything about it either, but that trailer is looking really good. They have such a crazy good cast for it, dude. They have Jason Momoa in it. They have Josh Brolin.
Uh,
They have Oscar Isaac.
I love Oscar Isaac.
Yeah, they have Zendaya. Uh, they have a few other people. Stellan Skarsgård, which is the professor from the Thor movies.
Yep. Have you guys
Yeah.
seen the cast for the Borderlands movie?
Oh yeah, that's such a good cast.
It's a good cast, but none of it makes sense.
No, it doesn't.
Jamie Lee Curtis is Tannis. Jack Black is Claptrap. Kate Blanchett is Lilith.
That's the one that threw me off the most was Kate Blanchett being Lilith.
Yep. Which I mean, I'm down for it. I don't know who Stephen
Fucking-
Boyer is, but he's Scooter.
Fucking Kevin Hart is Roland.
Oh
That's-
no!
Oh my god,
Oh,
dude.
no.
Gina Gershon is Moxie, which that's interesting. I'm not seeing any other names that come out to me, but whoever Stephen Boyer is, what has he done? He's Scooter, and I want to. Oh, he was in what the fuck is that?
Hustlers, Wolf of Wall
I
Street.
think it's Hustlers is the one that I'm thinking of. Oh, Scooter's my favorite. Catch a rat. I love Scooter.
Hopefully he lives up to him.
I am expecting the Borderlands movie to be so fucking bad. Like, astronomically bad, and I'm all for it. I'm excited.
I didn't know they were making a movie for it.
2022, that's when it's supposed to come out. But, who knows? I don't know who this girl is. Ariana Greenblatt, she's playing this Tiny Tina. Which, I love Tiny Tina. Oh, I know you guys aren't big in the Borderlands games, but they're coming out with a Tiny Tina adventure game. It's like D&D
Bunkers
kind
and
of.
badasses.
Yeah, so it's a D&D thing, but it's
Heard
Tiny
about that.
Tina and it's Borderlands basically.
Have
Go
you
back
seen
to
the?
Ariana Greenblatt real quick. She was young Gamora in Infinity War. But yeah, go ahead,
She-
Billy.
In I think it was in one of the Borderlands DLC. They have a skit for Tiny Tina where they're all playing bunkers and badasses.
Yeah.
And it's after. Is it Rowan?
Roland.
Roland, yeah. After he dies.
Oh, whoa,
So-
spoilers, dude.
Oh shit!
Me and Z
I mean,
just
that was-
got to that part.
That was what in Borderlands 2. So,
Oh god.
you've had plenty of time.
Me and Zuriel tried playing through Borderlands 2 and we just stopped. we got like past Roland dying or some shit and just never went with it.
Mhm.
Actually, I don't even think we got to Roland dying. We got to the bird dying. Fucking Mordecai's
Oh, God,
Phoenix
I
or whatever.
forgot, Yeah.
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 Sad. That's the saddest part.
Pretty sure we went a little bit past that.
We did. I know there's a bit
Right.
more, but I think we still had half of a game to go.
Yeah.
I like Borderlands, but that shit gets boring real quick.
Yeah. Definitely does.
My problem with the Borderlands games, and this is any open world or semi-open world game, is I always want to like 100, if not 100% it, but I want to get OP enough by doing side missions that I'm like fucking up bosses really quick. And Borderlands, that just takes so long, and I think that bosses scale too. So, like Skyrim, holy fuck, you can get super strong in Skyrim. Just Fusro dodge dragging off of a fucking cliff. What's up, Z?
I lost my train of thought once you said something.
That's fair.
Wow, way to go.
Oh, okay. So apparently, sorry, were you gonna say something?
No, go.
So apparently, cosmonaut or not cosmonaut? I'm just reading something right now, but Space Jam 2 is
Oh,
actually
God.
good. I've seen a lot of thumbnails on my recommended on YouTube. People just like talking about how good it is over just from the title.
Interesting.
I haven't seen any of those videos, but I mean,
So
No.
I'm a little hesitant
No.
with anything Space Jam 2 because I do have a friend that has seen it. He hated it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did he?
I mean,
did he hate it because he's a big fan of the first one?
he hated it because he wasn't exactly. I think his thing, yeah, he was a huge fan of the first one, but he didn't like how they portrayed it with LeBron James.
Yeah.
Interesting.
He thinks they could have done better with that. But I mean, each person has their own tastes.
The only
Yeah.
thing I've really seen from it that I found actually funny was I'm assuming the situation was like, you know, the big bad team is like really good and they're trying to figure out how they're gonna win or whatever. And they're like, well, oh, I found Michael Jordan in the crowd. And they're like announcing, standing in at 6'5", blah blah blah, Michael Jordan, and it's Michael B. Jordan. And then they're like, that's an actor, and he's like, man, I was just grabbing popcorn, and he grabbed me. I don't know. I found that very funny, but that kind of reminded me, like, I don't think I'm gonna watch Space Jam 2, at least not anytime soon. But
Right.
that reminded me of like the Jumanji with the Rock, where everyone was like expecting it to be terrible. You know, like why would you make a sequel to Jumanji? I thought it was fucking great.
I enjoyed it.
Even the second one was fine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I actually
they're
enjoyed it a
fun
lot.
movies.
Yeah, I enjoyed Jack Black. We haven't had Jack Black as a live action actor for a while. He's been doing a lot of voice
Right.
acting work, but
Yeah.
I enjoy him a lot. That it was
Oh.
very surprising. I am happy with that. Now
That second one had me dying when Kevin Hart was trying to sound like Danny Glover.
yeah,
Because you know how he gets like that serious tone in his movies?
Yep.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say. Speaking of that, it's in the same. It's basically a quote unquote sequel. It's in the same universe, whatever. Have you guys ever seen Zathura?
No, I've
Sounds
never seen it.
familiar.
I know the movie, I just never seen it.
Yeah, I actually liked it as a kid. It was it's Jumanji in space. Like shit just happens. Their house gets teleported to space. They're invaded by aliens.
I remember that. Yeah.
There's
They
run
fucking
into
meteors that come through their house and shit.
yeah, they run into what's the fucking actor's name? It's some big name actor. Hold on. Don't let the podcast die, guys.
So while he looks that up.
Well, okay, so the main actor is one of the kids is Josh Hutcherson.
I know that guy.
Yeah, he's the like one of the love interest in the I forgot the
Hunger Games?
Hunger Games, yeah.
Yeah, he was that PETA guy.
Yep. Kristen, I think Kristen Stewart is his sister. Oh, Dan Shepard. He's the Robin Williams of that movie. So they roll and they find a random astronaut flying in the sky, and it turns out, or Dax Shepard, sorry. So Dax is actually the astronaut. I think he ends up turning out to be like the kid from the future or some shit.
Yeah.
Honestly,
But it's spoiler alert.
shit, my bad. And the guy.
Anyone doesn't know already, this podcast is full of
It's full of
spoilers.
spoilers.
Any episode you can think of is full of spoilers.
Should that be the title of this episode? Spoiler alert.
Spoiler.
Is this where I spoil all of One Piece for you?
You think you can get
guess.
through fucking 900 and was it 956 fucking episodes worth of
He's
spoilers?
he's going. He's going. You're like 90
Yeah.
episodes in.
Yeah,
I haven't seen any.
I'll probably do like 100 episodes a month if I put
Good
enough
luck.
time into it.
Do you remember The Mummy? Or
Yeah.
I guess
Oh, yeah.
specifically, or I
The
guess
Mummy
yeah.
series or
I guess he is in the Mummy one as well. The
like Brandon Fraser or something like that?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of his name. The actual like mummy. What's his fucking name?
Oh, that
Emotet?
guy, the bald guy.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's in Thor as well. Hemotet. The mummy. Okay,
I remember him.
I love the
Wait.
Mummy movies. Wait. I love the Mummy movies. I love Brendan Fraser. It's so dumb, but I love it.
He was an
Yeah.
actor. I watched a video the other day of it was like actors who like society did real raw or did dirty. So you
Oh.
know, some
Yeah,
sick book like that. And he was like number one on their list. I didn't know it, but I guess he had something happened when he met a producer from whatever Hollywood, the biggest Hollywood firm is for producers. And the guy, I guess, sexually assaulted him. He like grabbed his ass or something.
Yep.
And Brandon Fraser like refused to do any kind of work, for them. So he just kind of left the spotlight willingly and whatnot.
and he got.
Yeah, I don't blame him.
He got torched for that too. People
Yeah.
didn't like that.
Yep.
I don't know, man. Free my dude, Brendan Fraser, 2022.
Well, he's kind of back.
Kinda.
I mean,
Does he have a new movie?
I'm not sure, but he is playing a character in one of the DC shows on HBO, where it was kind of like a suicide. No, it's not a Suicide Squad, but I don't know. It's weird because he plays this guy called like Robot Man. I have not seen
And-
anything about the
Oh
show.
no, that
Doom-
got brought up too. Yeah.
Doom Patrol.
There we go. Yeah.
Yeah. It's their version of Suicide Squad. Yeah.
But it's a show.
Yeah.
He's apparently in a show called The Professionals.
Yeah.
That's a 2020 show, but he was in. Okay, he was in Titans.
It looks like he's just been doing more TV than anything as of recent.
Mhm.
Oh, hold on. Okay, so he's in Titans. The episode was named Doom Patrol, so I wonder if they made a movie.
Yeah,
too.
they're making a movie over it. I think is what it was.
Okay.
Of Doom Patrol?
Oh
Yeah.
no, it says
A
20
movie or a series.
2019 to present is Doom Patrol.
Well, they did cross over Titans with a few other shows.
Wasn't he the guy in the really sad episode of Scrubs? You guys know what I'm talking about?
No, never saw that show.
He was in G.I. Joe.
I wasn't a big fan of Scrub.
So Scrubs, I guess he was. So Scrubs, comedy, medical thing, fucking whatever. But he played a very lovable character for, I think it's literally just 3 episodes, and he has cancer or something. He's starting to die, and turns out like the entire episode was like kind of like a flashback, and the main doctor guy is like seen talking, and the other one comes up and he's like, who are you talking to? And it's like the guy's been dead for the last like day or two. And
damn.
it's sad because like it's a TV show where like patients don't typically die because it's supposed to be happy-go-lucky, and this was like an actual sad one. So supposedly he's supposed to be in No Sudden Move, the movie, Behind the Curtain of Night, and to be announced, The Whale.
Well, I think at this point he's kind of got like a hardcore fan base, a little bit bigger than Nathan Fillion, because a lot of people love Nathan Fillion, but it's more like hardcore fans.
Okay, the people who are the big fans of him are fans of Critical, because Critical has been like openly the biggest Brendan Fraser like fan, and he's always promoting him. He's like, watch the Mummy. my boy Brendan Fraser, 2021. You know, let's get him back.
You know, I could see that, but I don't think he's bringing in like millions of people to do that. It's most likely people that were already fans of his because of the Mummy.
I'm gonna low key say thousands though. Like,
Yeah, you're
actually.
definitely not wrong on that part, but like I'm just saying, like, I feel like because of the Mummy and because people like, I think he also did a Looney Tunes movie,
Yeah.
and I don't know, just from stuff like that, people really wanted to see more of him because you never really did see him in big movies after that third Mummy movie.
So, Critical came out with 2 different videos. One is Brendan Fraser is the best actor of all time, has 744,000 views. And then sad Brendan Fraser interview, 1.7 million views. And then he reviews, I think, The Mummies, which each got like 300k views. My God, he makes so okay. Brendan Fraser anime opening 300k views. What the fuck?
Anime opening. That's so
Oh,
goofy.
It's
no.
great. I love it. Anyways,
Did you guys ever play the Uncharted games?
That's actually so. I've got a lot of friends who love the series. I've never gotten around to playing it
Yeah,
as
I
much as
love
I
them.
want to. I've never gotten around to it.
I think I beat the first one. That's it.
They're super fun games. It's like a blockbuster for a game.
Yeah.
But at one point, a few years back, there was before they announced Tom Holland being Nathan Drake, the main character. There was a lot of people through forums and stuff like Reddit talking about how they wanted to fan cast Nathan Fillion because he looked like he pretty much was the human version of Nathan Drake. And at one point, he actually did do a short film playing as Nathan Drake, and they posted it on YouTube. It was like a good 15 minutes or so, but it was a really good it was a really good short film with him in it.
That's pretty cool. Is
Kind of
he in-
wish that they actually did, but I mean it makes sense because he's old and they're
Mhm.
trying to go with someone younger.
Yeah. He's in does he have voice in Murdoch? Or yeah, Modoc, I mean? Yeah, he is.
Hold
He's
on.
Wonder Man in Modoc.
I
And
don't know what
then
that is.
he's
Not either.
a Marvel super villain, I'm gonna say. I know he's a villain. I don't know if he's like one of the big bads. But
Gotcha.
it's a new TV series. I think it's supposed to be like one of those stupid comedies, kind of like Big Mouth, but like Marvel.
Gotcha.
He's in Suicide Squad that's coming up. He's
Yeah.
what's his face? TDK, right?
Yeah.
Or he's just basically like the new I forgot the main like kind of like Captain America almost he's supposed to be, where he's just like
Right.
the kind of normal dude that can just beat the shit out of anybody. I think, right? He doesn't have powers.
He on the trailer they showed his arms kind of like coming off and floating.
Oh,
So I don't
okay.
know.
Never mind. You're right. He has powers.
I
Who?
don't know if that's his whole thing,
Who
but
was in the first Suicide Squad that I'm thinking of? That was like very plain Jane.
Slipknot. It was an Indian dude, and all he had was a grapple hook before he died.
Was that him though? I don't know. I'm actually kind of excited for that movie though, to come back and be at least funnier than the other one, because the first one was just too it took itself too seriously for how dumb it actually fucking was. And I think with the Suicide
Super
Squad,
serious.
yeah, I think with Suicide Squad you have to be stupid, you know, especially like if you have characters like Harley Quinn, you know.
Right.
What are you talking about? Harley Quinn's the best.
I actually do like Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn. I think she does a
Well,
good job.
she
Yes.
turned out to be the best character out of all of them in it, so
It's true.
which
they
then
did
made them come out with a Harley Quinn movie, which was
trash.
yeah, to say the least.
They
Have
did my
you
boy Will Smith
guys-
wrong though.
Yeah, they
For
did.
when he was Deadshot.
I feel
Yeah.
like Deadshot's such a one-dimensional character that Will Smith was good for.
Yeah.
I
And-
don't see why they wouldn't bring him back. It's just a edgy guy.
Well,
that can
wasn't
shoot
he?
people.
He was like kind of a love interest with Harley, so like, it.
They I wouldn't be surprised if they made it towards that, but I didn't get anything out of that from that first one.
But what I'm saying is like they probably don't want people to be like, oh, but where's the love interest that was kind of happening in there? It's like there's not fucking supposed to be one. Fuck off. I just like the scene from the first one where he's in the prison and they give him a gun. And he's like, "Are you guys fucking stupid? Like,
Yeah.
you're gonna
Are
give
you
me a fucking gun?"
He's aiming it at that first guy. He's like, I want you to promise me something. I need you to delete my browsing history.
Yep. I feel like the first half of that movie was so much better than the second half. Like the
It
whole
definitely
shit,
had some good moments.
the whole shit with that emo chick, stupid, very forgettable.
Oh,
And
yeah,
then anything with the
Enchantress,
Joker,
yeah.
also stupid. Hated it. But
Yeah, the only there was just goofy. I think the worst part about it was Killer Croc. Just because of growing up, seeing how they made him in the comics and the cartoon shows and stuff, why wouldn't they want to go, the extra mile, make him a giant fucking monster?
right,
Instead, they get a dude with a big ass fucking head and a small body.
yep. I'm really digging the I forgot his name, but the shark guy in
King
the new
Shark.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking Sylvester Stallone, dude.
And I love that.
He's probably gonna be like the fan favorite just from that.
The cast is really fucking funny. I think John Cena plays his role super well from
Oh
just
my
the trailers alone.
God, yeah.
He's so fucking funny.
if I was trapped in an island and there was a million dicks around and they said I had to eat every single dick for liberty, I would do it. Oh man, I feel like everyone's gonna knock it out of the park.
There was something where I think it was a theatrical commercial that I saw, where it's like Extend or whatever, and they were like, Operation Starfish or whatever, and John Cena's like, Starfish is another name for butthole. Is that alluding to anything? And then Waller's just like, no. And he's just like, okay. Writes it down. It's so stupid.
I'm also glad that in the second one you see the trailer with who's the leader again? I forgot his name. It was like Captain something, or I don't know. But anyways, he was probably one of the more edgy ones in the first movie too, and they kind of lightened up his character a bit.
Yeah. And then, are you talking about the dude who played in
Altered Carbon.
Altered Carbon? Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, no. That's the plane. Okay, what was his thing again?
he's just the leader.
Right.
He's just a military man.
That's the
leader.
guy I was thinking of. That's like just plain Jane. He
Oh.
no powers or anything. I thought that was Nathan Fillion for a second.
No.
Also, Peter Capaldi is in it.
Oh yeah, as the thinker
Yep.
of all people.
That's
That's
cool.
pretty cool.
So Peter Capaldi is the doctor. Is one of the doctors from Doctor Who. Billy.
Mhm.
Good, great fucking actor. Also, a thing on Peter Capaldi, which I find really cool. He was Doctor Who was around back in like the 60s. So long time ago, that's when it started. And it could have even been like 50s or 40s for all I fucking know. But like it was huge in the 60s. Peter Capaldi was like the leader or the head guy for the Doctor Who fan club back in the 60s, and then now in 2014, 2015, he became the Doctor, which is just so fucking cool.
I know we talked about this the other day. I tried getting into it, but I feel like I'm just gonna take my sweet ass time with that show. It's pretty cool. There's nothing. I don't have any issues with it, but I'm kind of just getting into anime as well. Fucking
Mhm.
One Piece. I just got into like the 90th episode.
Fuck.
I like how you say you're just getting into anime, but you're 90 episodes into One Piece, but that literally means you're only 10% into One Piece.
Exactly. So anyone that watches One Piece understands.
Yep.
I'm just getting into anime.
Yeah.
I mean, at least you started on something easy though, like Demon Slayer, because that is such a good anime.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I came back to it because I mean, I did finish two shows like years ago, which was Black Butler and Death Note.
Yeah. Death
Speaking
Note's
of
also a
Black
good one to
Butler,
start.
did you ever watch the second like season of Black
Yeah,
Butler?
when there was a new demon.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
How'd you feel
no,
about that?
I didn't like it. I did not like it.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of it either.
Especially with how into the first set of characters I like you get with,
Yep.
you come to understand each character a little bit more, and then it's a pretty crazy ending, but then they come back with a new season, new set of characters, and it's just like eh.
Right.
But
Yeah, I
that's
mean,
kind of with like a lot of stuff too. There's
yeah, where they ruin it because they want to keep it going.
yeah,
Like
and
they
they
do
throw in new
so much to
characters.
keep it good, and then it's just like, yeah, but we want to milk this cash cow a little bit.
Right.
That's not One Piece at all. He just keeps getting better with fucking everything. It's so good.
Okay, then
Nice.
so does Bleach.
But that ended.
Well, also another thing, but yeah.
I'm a big fan of Bleach, but Bleach is trash towards the end. There's a lot of bad Bleach. There's a lot of good Bleach, and it ended.
I mean,
not
that's what
well.
happens though when you make the big bad really big and really bad.
Okay,
What is this, a video game?
no,
No,
so the
Bleach is
manga.
No, I know. I'm
when we
just.
were
Oh.
kids.
But he said make the big bad, big and bad.
Big and
I'm
bad.
like, what is this? A video game?
It's the Joker becoming like huge in the
Oh yeah,
The
from
one
Arkham
Arkham-
Asylum.
yeah, or the Thing, or whatever the fuck, Playman. Like they just
in the
gotta
second
make
one.
the Joker big. Like that's the yeah. Anime's great. You started in a good spot, I think. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, you should watch. Don't watch the 2003 ever.
Okay.
So 2003 takes like it was going on while the manga was being written still, so they took a lot of shitty liberties that don't go with it. So Brotherhood follows the manga. Fire Force, fucking fantastic.
That's the one you were talking about. Was it last week? Where they're like just a bunch of firefighters, but they have powers.
Yeah. So what it is one day I don't remember when everyone started getting their powers. It might have been around the same time, but humans started spontaneously combusting at some point. And what happened is they'd burn up and they would turn into a fire demon. So then they created these firefighters where their job was to actually exercise and kill these demons. And there's three different types of fire users. I'm gonna get some of these wrong, but so I think the first one can manipulate fire that already exists. So there's one guy who has a gun, shoots the gun, makes it where the fire makes it project faster, right? And then there's the main character Shinra, who can create fire with his feet. So he can have small spoilers. He could basically go the speed of light with how fucking fast he can get with that. And then there's three different branches of firefighters, I guess, because there's military, there's a religious side, and then there's the technology side. And they all kind of work together. So the religious people are the ones that kind of like pray as they're fighting to try to exorcise the demon, and then there's the actual like fucking fighting that goes on, and that show just becomes fucking insane. Um,
Did
what else?
I know you got really deep into Fairy Tale at one point. Did that show end?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if they did yet, but they're supposed to be creating another, like another thing afterwards.
Gotcha.
But the main story of Fairy Tale is done, and it was good.
Yeah.
You know the whole like family meme that's going around right now.
Right.
Yeah, that's fucking Fairy Tale, but with friends. I could do anything because of my friends. Oh, I punched this guy and it didn't do anything. Oh, but my friend said it's cool. All right, boom! Actually hits him. Stupid. Fairy Tale's great though. There's a lot of good fight scenes in that. Some cool twists in the plot, which I actually really like. It starts off as a very basic shonen, but once you get deeper into the story, you learn a bit.
Yeah.
Cowboy Bebop is a classic. Cowboy Bebop is fantastic in sub or dub. That is one of the 2 or 3 animes that I am okay listening in dub because those voice actors are so good.
I dig it.
Yeah. I think.
A little.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm looking something up. Go ahead.
A little sidetrack from it was not from anime, but is there a cartoon that you've gotten to since becoming an adult, quote unquote adult? Because for me, this was when we were 21, 22, something like that. I got into this show called Gravity Falls.
Yeah.
And even though it was a kid's show, it was still a pretty cool show. Like, I ended up watching it with my little sister, and we both loved it.
Yeah. So quick thing from what I was looking up, the voice actor for Spike, the main character, is the same is Steve Bloom. You remember the Toonami guy, Tom?
Yeah.
That's why
same voice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And
my coworker was telling me that he also voiced Zoro in One Piece.
I wouldn't doubt it. He's done so many fucking characters. Christopher Sabat is him. He's I believe he's Piccolo and Vegeta, maybe.
Gotcha.
Also, Dragon Ball Z is the other one where the dub is just fantastic because of Christopher Sabat, and then I always forget the Goku's name, but he's great. So you're asking cartoons I've gotten into as an adult?
Yeah. Because I just brought up Gravity Falls. That's probably the only one that I can think of.
Yeah, that's the one I can really think of too.
That's for kids, not actually like a adult show like Rick and Morty.
Yeah, I'm struggling to think of any. I mean, I've gotten back into Yu-Gi-Oh, watching that because I liked. I like Yu-Gi-Oh GX. I just never finished it.
Mm-hmm.
No.
That might just be the one show that's like that could be considered both a cartoon and an anime.
Well, it's
even though it is an anime.
It was like an American attempt at anime or something like that.
I think Yu-Gi-Oh is Japanese.
Yeah.
Yu-Gi-Oh is straight Japanese, so it is an anime.
What's the one that's like?
There's a lot. Anything on
Netflix.
Oh,
you know what? No, I'm thinking of Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yeah. Any of the Netflix original series that's going to be a cartoon, not an anime.
Well, I mean,
an anime is specific to like Japan. It's a Japanese animation.
Mm-hmm.
I'm drawing a blank.
Yeah.
Oh, kind of Adventure Time. I never finished it, but I didn't start watching it until I was like 19, 20.
Yeah,
it's actually one of friends
that love that. I've never heard anything bad about that show.
Yeah, that's actually what I kind of want to watch. I'm gonna do that tomorrow.
Adventure Time.
So I don't know.
Making pancakes.
I don't know if any of this is being recorded right now because the Slobs is frozen.
Amazing.
Oh, rip.
Yeah, it just froze around a minute or hour 03, and it skipped to an hour 04. So I'm gonna say we're gonna call it there,
Okay.
Probably safe.
just in case. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you everyone for listening. Greg, John, shouts out to you guys. I know you listen to almost every episode, so thank you.
You guys are the best.
See you next week. Thank you. Bye.
Later.